Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, I've just done some fire effects with some green stuff. Okay, it's grey stuff, that's why it's grey coloured, but exactly the same as green stuff, so that's how I'm going to refer to it. So this is for my Salamanders project. I'm sure you're all aware of this, but what I thought I'd do is do a little tutorial on how I did it. So you can see I've got the flames going around the arm there. Never done this before, but it's come out pretty well, quite happy with it. So yeah, this is how I did it. So first of all, I went onto the internet and, forgive my crude drawing, but it's only to give me a rough idea, but this is basically how real flames look. So I wanted you to use that as a basis. Now I wasn't going to go, you don't need to go as elaborate as this, but it would give you an idea of the concept of the flames. The things to note that I worked on was that the edges of the flames had to go round and curve out. So that was my starting point for when I was doing the flames, as you can see there. And that was one reason why I did the individual flames as well. Now you could go all the way round here, but I wanted to do like flame sections to give it a real feel of being like individual flames. So that was my first art sort of concept. I then took that to a test piece. Now first of all, I just put a massive blob of green stuff on there and tried to shape it with my tool, and it was disaster, it did not work. I then continued to experiment, doing one section at a time, which worked a lot better, and also just to give me an idea of roughly how I'm going to do the shape. So that was my experimenting. Once I did those two, I then went straight on to the main piece, and it was pretty easy, to be fair. So what I'm going to do is show you how I did it. So first up, get some green stuff, got some here. Now hopefully I'm going to be able to do this on the camera, because it's quite difficult, but I'm going to have a go. So mould your green stuff up, make sure it's nice, not too hard. And then what I would do is start off doing the outside section. So what you want is to take off a bit of green stuff and pretty much roll it into a tube with a point at one end. So that's a bit small, right, something like that. And then to get the shape of the flame, you want to make like an S shape. So just bend it into an S shape. And then we're going to use the curve that goes outwards at the bottom. And then literally just stick that on, just gently with your finger, or thumb. Now, from there on, I'm going to be using this, which is a fantastic tool which made these flames really, really easy. So this is a colour shaper. Get these off eBay, no problem. Basically it's a silicone end that doesn't stick to the green stuff. Now you could do this with a normal tool, but I reckon it's going to be much more difficult, and of course you would have to keep water on that. So once you've got that into position, basically just flatten it out with your, well in my case with a silicone tool. So literally just flatten it down, smooth it out like so. So just literally just flatten it down, and then just go in and just shape it a little bit. You can see I've got my point there just slightly too angled. So just going to go through. Now don't worry about the edge here, because we're going to trim that all off later. So that's how I would start. Now you don't have to be too particular with this, because you can be particular at the end when you've got the basic shapes down. So that'll be the first one. I'll then think, right, well, where's the next one going to be? I mean, looking at the picture, the next one will be like a bigger one maybe coming up here. So just going to make a slightly bigger one. Exactly the same idea. So take a bit of green stuff, roll it into a tube, and curl it round into some sort of S-y shape, like so, and basically plonk that on there. So I'm going to just stick it on there. Don't worry about fingerprints, because this tool here is fantastic. It's going to basically take those fingerprints out as you squash it down and shape it. All those fingerprints come out. So again, let's just go in, just shape that through. So I'm just going to just shape this through now. Just get a nice little angle, make it look a little bit more fiery. Now, to be fair, my green stuff's a little bit dry because I've only just finished using that. It's gone a bit blobby there, but I'm going to fill that in with a bit more because it's not really come out very well. So I'm just going to stick some more in there, or a bit more than that. Whee, where are you? Right. Now again, this tool here is fantastic for just adding stuff. Now, when it's dry as well, you can always go in and add stuff to the shape, which is what I've done on my arm actually. I've had 2 layers on my arm. I said my arm, on that Dreadnought arm. So just push it in, like so, just gradually build up that shape. My tools are rolling all over the place at the moment. Okay, so you can start to see I'm getting some form of shape now. I'm just going to do one more. Now this one, just to finish it up, I'm going to do like on here, I'm going to have the angle coming out this way. So let's have another section. Again, roll this up into a point. And I'm going to do a massive one now, so let's roll that up. Got that nice little angle to finish off the flame shape. Stick that on there. And again, flatten that down. I think you have to make it up as you go along. Basically, just do one flame at a time, and just sort of gradually get it looking how you want it to look. Now, because it's a big flame, I think we can have, just like on this picture, and there's flames off of flames. So as it's quite a big one, I'm going to do an extra flame coming off of that. So I'm going to have a small piece, just make it a bit bendy, and then stick that onto there, like that. Now when you see me take this colour shaper away from the model, what I'm actually doing is wetting it slightly, because although it doesn't stick, it does make it basically just run along the green stuff a little bit more and smooth it out. Okay, so you get the general idea, I think. So what I'm going to do now is just trim off the end of my tool, like so. That's pretty much it. Now, once that dries, I can go back in. Well, actually, no. What I would do now is I'd leave that to dry for about half an hour or so, let it harden up, and then I can go back in and just reshape it slightly, just to finish it off. And then when it's really, really dry, like this one, which I did ages ago, don't forget you can either add extra bits of green stuff. If you've got like a little hole or something, just put a little bit of green stuff in, push it down with your metal tool as flat as you can get it, and then use the colour shaper just to squash it in so there's no lines. And then once that's all dry, you have the option to file it down. So just like you would shape up something else on a plastic, you can shape up your green stuff as well. Now you can use a file, you can use sandpaper, anything you like, and that will just take out any blemishes as well. So don't expect to do this in one go. It's going to take you maybe 2 or 3 goes to do it. But yeah, that is how I do flames. Hopefully that was useful to you. Hopefully it came all out on the camera. Again, that's my end results. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.